Hey everyone, this is a pre-trip inspection. I don't know what the difference is going to be to the normal service inspection videos in the service inspection playlist, but this is my vehicle that I'm going to take touring Australia, and it's going to be leaving tomorrow, next day. So let's have a look and see what I'm going to check and why in less than 10 minutes. And bada bing, bada boom. Right, so we've got good tyres. Well, they're good tread, good condition. If they're any good, we don't know yet. We're going to give them a test out. They're a good brand, Pirelli, Scorpion, but they're very cheap. So, you know, 183 bucks each. Let's see what happens. We've got new pads and rotors in recent years, which are in brand new condition. lsiauto.com.au. Don't forget the discount code, 4x4 diesel. We've got Dobinson suspension that's also fairly new. So we've got tyres, brakes, shock absorbers. We've got wheel bearings from me that are fairly new. That's why you can see they're kind of shiny with a little bit of surface rust, you know. And this is all in the last, let's say, couple of years. Tyres, brakes, rotors, wheel bearings, suspension. So we're pretty safe there. You can even see a bit of paint over it, right? You know, not recently, but you know, it gets a bit rusty and dirty. It's been used in the Outback, so all that dirt up there, and you just throw a bit of paint, a bit of cleaning, a bit of maintenance. So all the bushes in the upper arms are going to be all right. They're just going to look typical, but let's just have a look anyway, because we're having a look. Starting at the rear this time. Sometimes it's good to start at the rear, but I normally start at the front, sometimes go to the rear. Obviously, we check the whole vehicle, front and rear, all the way bumper to bumper, but you know, sometimes you want to start in different places, but it's probably best to start at the front, not go to the rear, to be honest. This fuel filter every 20,000 kilometers. All right, we've got the K-On shock guards, so we don't have to worry about the shock absorbers. They're well protected. Make sure these bolts are tight. I'd probably even recommend a bit of Loctite 243 would be the best advice. Exhaust system looks good. Prop shafts are lubricated, but you know what? We might clean the nipples and put a little bit of grease there anyway, because it doesn't look like it's over lubed. So we might give it a little bit of grease while it's up. Can't remember when it was done last. Transfer case, bone dry. Transmission original gasket at 325k. And it all works fine, just like our 470k 120. New suspension, drive shaft boot had a little, you know, if you watch the videos, we did a little RTV silicone in the gap there, and it seems to have sealed it up. Yeah, can you see that? Can you see that little, that's a bit of grey RTV that was blocking a hole because there was a bit of a sweat of greasy oil there. So that worked. These boots, careful of those, you don't break those or you'll end up a bit stiff. Oh, look, what's going on here? Oh, that's right, it's a new engine. In case you missed it, I'll put a new engine in because I can. Nothing wrong with the old one. That's already in another vehicle. Good second-hand engine for someone that just wanted to fix it up and sell it after having the original injectors for 377k. In case you missed it, popped at 447, not a bad effort. I'd be pretty happy to put an engine in that anyway. But for all the wise people, we've got the crack piston fund. For me, I know an engine's available now. And I know that it's cheaper now than it's going to be in 5, 10, 15, 20 years, or it might not be available. So I just chose to do it now. So it's like a new car because I'm keeping it forever. This is the forever car. I could do a bit more cleaning under here, couldn't I? Just clean it up a bit more, check all the bolts on the prop shaft. The main thing you want to check is all your aftermarket bolts. So I got to go over and check all these nuts and bolts from the K-On bash plates, K-On Strenex. That's the stronger but lighter. See, it's only 3mm thick, but it's stronger than the 4mm, so it's lighter. And it's stronger. Again, don't forget the discount code on the kon.com.au website, 4x4 diesel. Right, bit of paint there as well. Standard tow hooks, recovery hooks, whatever you want to call it. Those are welded in 360 degrees, front and rear, and enough to rip off the front of the vehicle. Radiator was done by a Toyota dealer, I don't know, a few years ago after they, well, had the vehicle delivered on a tow truck after someone accidentally, not me, not in our workshop, bumped the radiator with putting a battery in over on the cranking side. Be aware of that one. There's a K-On protective guard available for that as well, which is on this vehicle. Tie rod ends are going to be fine, but sometimes it's worth carrying spares for a trip. We'll check for playing the bearings, but once again, new bearings, new rotors, new pads, LSI auto pads and rotors. So the LSI rotors, the horsepower rotors, and the genuine pads they supply, that's the best package, like new. No grease on the upper ball joint. We'll check for play in the lower ball joint, but these arms have only done about 60 or 70,000 Ks, so they've all been done as well, nothing to worry about there. So we should get good tyre wear. This thing drives beautiful, drives like a dream, mate. It's probably one of the nicest, smoothest cars I've got to drive, you know. So to look at, what's there to see? Not much. What are we going to tighten? Well, there's no bull bar, so I don't have to worry about the aftermarket nuts and bolts and that rattling loose. It's just a plain old plastic bar. Drives beautiful. So we'll tighten up those bolts. We'll check some of the suspension bolts because we can, you know, just like, you know, this one and maybe the bottom of the sway bar. I know people left it loose, but one of those was loose once, you know. Hey, Cole, what do you reckon? Did you leave it loose? Must have. Maybe not quite tight enough, or I don't know if it didn't get tightened up. Always check that bracket right in the middle of the picture on the bottom of your alternator. That's worth a look because they can get broken. So keep an eye on those. Alternator, I think I don't know if I'll take a spare alternator or not. I've got the solar panel on the roof that can keep us mobile. So I could probably grab one if I needed it because I don't really want to work on a trip. But it's probably one of the next things on the list to do as prevention, like I did on the 120. You know, these pipes here, they look a little bit oily, right? So I don't know if that's a bit of residue we've got to clean or whether they need a little bit more of a nip up because it's just a tiny little, see what I mean, that tiny little sweat. So something we can pay some attention to. That's what I'm mainly checking after the engine job. What do we forget? Nuts and bolts, brackets on the turbo, bottom pipe, oil leaks, return line, anything. You know, anything to see here, any oil leaks, any coolant leaks, any drips. Am I getting dripped by anything? Vacuum lines on engine mounts, engine mount bolts. You know, there's lots of bits and pieces. There's lots of pitfalls, lots of things can go wrong and forgotten changing an engine. Radiator hoses, the clamps, are the clamps on? Are they in the right spot? Auto lines, are they in the, you know, brackets up there where they're meant to be, clipped in? As you can see, they are. So with the bash plates on, difficult to see anything really. Just have a look at the auto lines. See that tiny little bit of a sweat? Is that you reckon maybe residue just needs a bit of cleaning, or do you reckon we need to give them a nip? So yeah, I've got good eyes, mate. See that oily? See that
because you
on
didn't
the top?
wash it.
I didn't wash it?
No.
Oh,
You told me you didn't wash it, and I said I tried to brake clean as much as I can.
I didn't wash it properly.
You
Okay.
didn't even wash here.
See what happens when you do stuff together, people, teamwork? Can you do me a favour? Just get a rag and give it a bit of a wipe so then I know it's clean. So it doesn't get covered in dust and I look under and go, oh no. Do you want to put a spanner on it and double check them, or? Well, you know, let's just do it anyway, right? Let's just put it on and go, yeah, I mean, sure, it'll be fine. It's just my cleaning that didn't get done right, but since I'll look and you tighten. How's that, right? Next one after that, can you check the 19 mil nuts here on the bottom of the Dobinson shockers? We know they'll be fine as well. I think you did though, so they should be fine. Actually, I put the lower arms in. I put the lower arms in, so that could be me. What about the bottom bolts on the lower arms? That could be me. We should check those as well. So check these here, these nuts at the back. Don't turn the wrong bits, people. These bolts, they don't all turn. So on the back, it's the nut. Correct me if I'm wrong here. The nut on the back one here, right? And at the front, you got to turn the bolt from the front, which you can't get to with the bash plate on. So we can tighten. So the auto lines are tight. So it was just a sweat, people. Like we said, we don't make mistakes. We don't forget things. Sometimes we just don't clean things properly. And then it can make me nervous before a trip when I'm looking for problems. I can go, oh no, what's going on here? Because otherwise it'd just be boring. I think I've got some new caps for the caliper there. Because see what happens? Yeah, they end up a bit like that. So I might replace those because no point having them sitting on the shelf. So, all right, what do we got? 8 minutes, 9 minutes. What else can I find? Not much. Can you find anything for me to check on this car?
No.
Can you just put your tools on and just check these bolts on the K-on for me? Because did I do those up?
Yeah, you did them up.
Yeah, so maybe you check it then if I did that in, because I meant to clean that and I didn't do it right. So, see, lucky we got teamwork, right? What one of us doesn't cover, the other one does. The only time there's a problem is when both of us thought we did it, neither of us did. Roller X-bar, that's cool. Nothing to see here. What are the possibilities of fuel transfer problem? There's always a chance. That's why I don't change the fuel filter before a trip. In case it introduces a problem, you test out your fuel transfer problem well before the trip, which I haven't really done that on this lately, but so I'll risk it for the biscuit. We'll see what happens. To carry a spare fuel filter is advisable. There's not many spares you carry on this car. That's the next question people are going to ask. What spares do you carry? top spares. If you've got a vehicle looked after in this sort of condition, you don't really need to take anything, but you can take some basic tools. You can take this fuel filter spare, the underbonnet fuel filter spare, maybe an air filter, a cabin filter, things like that, because they do get dust if you don't get out of the dust. So get out of the dust. Yeah, that's looking better. Beautiful. What other spares? Basic tools to do stuff like this. Oh, it's going to be noisy. Oh, he's noisy. What other spares? Maybe an alternator if you haven't got a solar panel, but a solar panel will get you out of trouble. Starter motor you're not going to have trouble with. If you know you're having trouble, give it a remove, clean, and put it back together. It'll be fine. Just looking at the fuel tank, the little bend down there. Can't say that I've always noticed that before. Let me know, is yours like that? Because we've got the bend up for the straps here. What's the bend there for? I reckon it must be factory, but can't say I really noticed it before. Exhaust still in good condition at 12 years, good enough, whatever. I think I've waffled enough. Pre-vehicle trip inspection, whatever. Bada bing, bada boom. Catch ya.